Here are the men's floor finalists. Minami Kazuki, the 23-year-old from Japan, the national champion on floor and a silver medalist from 2021 in his home world championships. From the Philippines, Carlos Yulo, a world champion on floor and a multiple continental and regional multisport games champion. Canadian Felix Dolce, the 21-year-old junior world championship silver medalist on floor in 2019. He's also a Commonwealth Games medalist on floor. The reigning Olympic champion, Israel's Artem Dolgopiat, he was the top performer in qualification. He's been a European champion, an Olympic champion. He's never won the world title on floor. One of the favourites of these championships with the crowd, Fred Richard of the United States of America, team and all-around bronze medalist. He's only 19, he was the second best performer in the preliminary round. Milad Karimi of Kazakhstan, an excellent display from him in the all-around competition. He is the reigning World Cup champion on floor. That means he was the best performer across all of the regular season gymnastics events at international level. Harry Hepworth of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, a World Cup champion on floor last year and a national championship medalist. Hashimoto Daiki of Japan, the reigning Olympic and world all-around champion. And he won the silver medal on floor at the World Championships in Liverpool last year. The first reserve, Spain's Redli Zapata, an Olympic silver medalist on floor. That tells you a lot, doesn't it, when a silver medalist from the Olympic Games can't get into this gentleman's floor final. There are your contenders, the top performer in qualification. Surprise, surprise, Artem Dolgopiat of Israel. We'll use the split warm-up system that is in operation for all apparatus finals. The first 4 gymnasts will have some contact time with the apparatus. Then they will compete, and then the second set of 4 will have some contact time. Carlos Yulo, the world champion in 2019.
And ladies and gentlemen, let's watch a video on what makes the floor exercises so
His first
special.
medal at the World Championships was the bronze on floor in Doha in 2018. Great performer on the apparatus. There was a real gap between him and the rest of the field in qualification. Artem Dolgopiat, the Olympic champion from Tokyo, has only managed to finish second at the World Championships. It's the one thing he hasn't won. European champion on a couple of occasions. So, very interesting to see what he can do today in this final. Minami Kazuki, the silver medalist from Kitakyushu. It's a glittering field, isn't it? He's the master of the twisting elements. Really does rotate his body around with extraordinary speed. And Felix Dolce of Canada performed the last routine in qualification on floor to guarantee Canada their team spot at the Olympiad. Well done to the Canadian team. They've just been absolutely extraordinary.
Yeah, there's some real powerhouses in there.
Certainly, and they have to contain that in this 12 by 12 metre floor area. Really exciting apparatus.
Carlos Yulo, Felix Dolce, third and fifth best performers in qualification respectively. Minami Kazuki, the fourth best.
30 seconds left.
But as I was saying earlier, the gap between Artem Dolgopiat and the rest of the field, quite substantial, half a mark. But some of these gymnasts, like Carlos Yulo, for example, have more than one version of his floor routine. Has a more difficult one that he can produce. It is time to begin.
And we start with an athlete from Japan.
The first apparatus final at the World Championships.
We wachten tot het scherm daar groen wordt. En dat gebeurt nu. Uit Japan, Kazuki Minami.
Minami Kazuki of Japan, the fourth best performer in qualification, a score of 14.566, a team gold medalist from these championships and the silver medalist on floor at the World Championships in Japan, in Kitakyushu in 2021. His difficulty score in qualification, 6.2. It really is fantastic, the momentum he gets in that opening tumbling pass. Twists and tucks with extraordinary speed. It's so difficult to get those twisting elements fully rotated. When he does it, he's hard to beat. He really is judging the rotation right on his twisting. Does well to hold that. Looked for a moment as though he was going to pitch forwards. That's a very strong beginning from Minami Kazuki of Japan. We didn't see at the start his eponymous skill that he debuted at the Doha World Cup early this year, but what we saw was really true execution from this twisting master. 23, he's from Yamaguchi in the southwest of Honshu. Coastal city, actually quite near to Kyushu Island, where the World Championships were held in 2021 when he took the silver medal. It was him that won the national title in 2019 to end the streak of Shirai Kenzo. Shirai Kenzo won the titles from 2013 to 2018, and it was extraordinary for Minami to beat his idol. There's a lot of compelling difficulty in this routine for Minami Kazuki. 6.2 in the qualification phase. Not sure quite why we saw a little bit of Artem Dolgopiat there. It was impressive to see the clarity of his landings. He did well to hold his landing position there, piking down a little. He was also a little piked, if my memory serves me correctly, as he landed his triple twisting double back somersault.
There we see 23 years old and 23 down out, Kazuki Minami.
So how will it compare to qualification, where his score was 14.566? Part of the Japanese team that won a silver medal at the World University Games in China in the summer, second to the Chinese team before coming here and returning the favour at world level. He's a student of physical education at Sendai University in the north of Honshu, the largest of the Japanese archipelago. An archipelago of 4 main islands, but literally thousands upon thousands of smaller islands. Nice that we're seeing so much more of him at international level. His university is the only one in northern Japan that actually specialises in physical education, so it presents a very useful pathway for elite athletes in that part of the country. And the Japanese athletes really do tend to come through the university system in a way that is comparable to the American collegiate system.
And there is an action once more, combining those skills. Punches the air. A difficulty score of 6.2 in the qualification competition. Did not have to do exactly the same routine, but to give the guy back over most people in his arm bar 16.2. The execution score was
14.666. I thought that it looked a little more complicated than qualification, and it was by 3/10. The execution slightly lower, but all told, that's a 1/10 improvement from Minami Kazuki. Carlos Yulo of the Philippines. 14.6 in the preliminary round. A 6.3 difficulty score. Let's see which routine we get from him. He was the world champion in 2019. It's so difficult to time the landing coming out of the pike position. Oh, steady as a rock, beautiful. He too is demonstrating delightful amplitude in his twisting, a sense of elegance. Looks as though he's keeping things, I'm going to use the word simpler in inverted commas, but by his standards. It's not simple by the standards of normal human beings. Doesn't he get great height at the cost of quite a substantial hop as he lands? But it's a special moment for Carlos Yulo as he will now begin to think about the Olympiad in Paris. The gymnast who won the World Championship title in 2019, who's been an absolute trailblazer for his sport in the Philippines. The man from Malate in Manila. An undergraduate in modern foreign languages at Teikyo University in Japan. He's been based in Japan for a long time. Very interested in the study of literature. Wants to, later on in his life, follow that to a high level. And it's one of the nice features, actually, of these apparatus final days, that we get to indulge in the personal stories of some of these gymnasts more. We have a little time to see their work in slow motion. The pace really changes when we get to apparatus finals. We can focus on just one athlete, one exercise at a time.
Yeah, forward takeoff, wrapping into the twist. That's a double twist. They're beautifully extended straight foot somersault. Extension right the way through.
Even the simpler things
That's what the judges are looking for.
he does so well.
Wide arm round off, wrapping
Keeps
into
his
double twist.
arms tightly tucked into the body as he twists to ensure cleanliness of form.
Artistry, extension, so important. And here, complete focus. Round off again, wrapping into the twist. This time, 3.5. That was the final tumbling pass.
Judges the
Slight
angle of
control
landing
the landing
really
again.
quite well.
Great job from Carlos Yulo.
5 keer heeft hij het wereldkampioenschap geturnd. 5 keer stond hij in de finale aan de
Heels
grond.
together, aiming for good toe point in the pike position. Fine details of his gymnastics can be exquisite. Occasionally consistency can be a problem for him, but that's often a risk when you go for such ambitious gymnastics.
6.3. So let's see what the judges
And I think it's safe to say we all love the ambitiousness of Carlos Yulo's gymnastics. Now Minami Kazuki setting the early marker with 14.666.
The round off in the back flick, that's where the gymnast generate the height, converting that horizontal momentum into vertical lift. That was a double straight with a full turn, full twist in the air. Here, the non-acrobatic elements showing.
.5 for Carlos Yulo. Difficulty 6.3 as we saw in qualification. The execution not quite as crisp. So Minami Kazuki remains in the lead. We have 6 to go. Felix Dolci of Canada, the 5th best in qualification with a score of 14.5. A medalist on floor at the Commonwealth Games and the Pan American Championships, and indeed at the Junior World Championships in 2019. There was such a wonderful moment in the men's qualification for Team Canada and for this gentleman when he performed the routine that made it clear that Canada was going to be heading to the Olympiad. He stepped down off the floor, embraced his lifelong pal, William Emma. They've been best friends for such a long period of time, have trained together since they were very young children. And they knew that Canada was Olympic bound. The first time in 16 years that Canada will have a full men's quota, a full team at the Games. Wonderful for them, and lovely that we get to see this performance from him in a World Championship final, because in qualification last year he had significant struggles on his first tumbling pass when he was considered by many to be a very realistic finalist in the floor competition. A little separation of the heels in the pike position, slight sense of leg bend, so execution-wise there'll be some tenths that will come off there. He twists powerfully. In terms of his difficulty, the amount of twisting we see compared to the likes of Minami Kazuki, there'll be a slight shortfall in difficulty, one imagines. But it was performed with polish, as you'd expect from such a high-quality young gymnast as Felix Dolci.
Japanese handstand, beautiful control. Holding that for the 2 seconds. Right the way to the toes, they're locked
They
together.
really are going places, the Canadian teams, both in women's and men's artistic gymnastics.
Triple twist to conclude the exercise.
There's an absolute sense of buoyancy among these Canadian gymnasts, as there should be. 14.4, Felix Dolci, a 6.0 difficulty, so half a mark lower than Minami Kazuki. His execution, though, Dolci is the strongest of anyone that we've seen so far, particularly the clarity of his landings. On the subject of clarity of landings, Is this the moment where Artem Dolgopiat completes the trophy cabinet and wins the World Championship title? The reigning Olympic champion, the Israeli, scored 15.1 in qualification. His work at its finest is so exquisitely controlled. His landings can be sensational. And that's a pretty compelling start. Oh, that's just divine. Disappears into a ball in the tuck position and opens his body out with exquisite timing. He has a mastery of the core positions. His twisting position, his tuck position, his pike position. He carries them out with such aplomb. It's a very level presentation of the Wenderschwings. Oh my goodness me. Well, that will be a little costly. And he's got a stability issue there on the final tumbling pass. It was extremely good, extremely good. But that loss of stability, yes, he knows it. It could open the door somewhat for other contenders. The only analogy that comes to mind is it's rather like when one often sees on balance beam the most complicated elements performed so well, and then after the danger is over, the gymnast struggles on a much simpler moment.
Taken silver at the Worlds on floor in 2017 and 2019, but hoping to go one better.
The vast majority of it was performed terrifically.
With a massive difficulty score of 6.4.
Look at the height that he gets going into the pike position. Allows him to judge the angle of his landing well.
And here, work that you usually see on
The
the horse.
Wenderschwings, he really keeps his clearance meticulously even. It's a good horizontal plane for the majority of that.
And here, lifting into the backward rotating Arabian with half turn. So there's half turn, 2 front somersaults with half turn out.
Artem Dolgopiat, 15.1 in qualification. It is going to be a little lower than that, but it might be enough. It is. 14.866. Artem Dolgopiat goes into the gold medal position. It is just over 0.2 lower than the preliminary round. The question is whether he's opened the door to anyone else. Now the warm-ups in progress for the remaining 4 gymnasts. We have Fred Richard, the bronze medalist in the all-around competition. Fred Richard from the United States of America, the 5th to go in this men's floor final at the World Championships of Artistic Gymnastics. Second best in qualification, 14.6. That would put him 3rd as things stand. Does well to deal with quite a low landing position. Diagonal back step, but not too substantial. That's more steady. Now this is really rather nice. He goes into the flares and the air flares, each of those worth 4/10 of a mark, the air flares there. And nice to see those Thomas flares, named after the great Kurt Thomas, the first American man to win an all-around world championship medal. That was in 1979 in Fort Worth in Texas, and Fred Richard became the 4th here at these championships. It's one of the lovely features of gymnastics when you get to see a legacy literally continued from skill move to skill move. Oh. Unfortunately, Fred Richard out of contention, courtesy of that landing at the end. Nonetheless, I mean, what a championships it's been. What a championships it's been. It can be viewed as nothing but a success for him. 2 bronze medals. And it's only natural to feel a little of the old physical and emotional fatigue at this stage. He's still got consistency to develop, but he's only 19. He's got plenty of time to do it. You just cannot fail to be excited by the potential of this young man, whether you're from the USA or elsewhere. And it's not just potential, it's style too. He's entertaining. And he's very well regarded as a human being. 2.5 twisting double tuck. And then the Thomas flares. Goes up into the air flare.
Adding a little bit of the air flare. Beautiful work with the spindle. So impressive.
As mentioned earlier, you get quite a lot for doing those 2 air flares. Several tenths.
Next year for his team.
The handstand work as well.
Final pass just
Under-rotated on the final tumbling pass and taking a full mark for the hands going down and the whole body going down regrettably in his case. Already an international medalist on floor at the Pan American Championships last year. Won the title. 13.2. So Fred Richard is in 5th position. Artem Dolgopiat still leads. We have 3 performers remaining. Definitely a gymnast who has the potential to get up and amongst the medals. Milad Karimi of Kazakhstan, the 24-year-old. A little low on that first landing. He is the reigning World Cup champion on floor. He's almost a little over-rotated coming out of the pike position there. Good tucking work, very tight, very tidy. He managed to make that little overbalance almost look like a flourish given by a gymnast doing an iron cross on rings. What a lovely steady finish from Kazakhstan's Milad Karimi. It has been wonderful to see his consistency and competition management when it comes to finals developing in recent years. He has spoken with great frankness about how nervous he gets in competitions. He said once or twice that he likes to distract himself before competitions by creating a mess, throwing things around, getting his kit in a messy place, then picking it all back up again and tidying it to give himself a bit of a ritual, a bit of a routine. And a story that I think is always worth mentioning with Milad Karimi, every time we see him at the elite level, is that when he was a child, he went to his cousin's gymnastics competition and was appallingly behaved in the crowd watching on. He couldn't keep himself under control at all, and actually a coach at the competition saw him and invited him to come for free to try gymnastics. And I think it's the crucial detail that he said, look, I'll give you a free trial at this, just come along and have a go. And it was a wonderful eagle-eyed spot by that coach, because we now have an Olympian who made the final on floor in Tokyo.
Kicking out to stop the landing, just a half twist added onto that tumble pass.
And he will doubtless follow in the footsteps of that coach, because he has a degree in teaching and physical education, and he scored 14.6. Milad Karimi goes into the bronze medal position. Same execution as Carlos Yulo, 1/10, same difficulty as Carlos Yulo, 1/10 higher in the execution. So it's Dolgopiat, Minami, Karimi with 2 to go. So Artem Dolgopiat is guaranteed a medal.
And now Great Britain on the floor. Use the exercise.
To a gymnast who undoubtedly has the difficulty to make a challenge. Harry Hepworth of Great Britain, 6.4 difficulty in qualification. I was going to say the question will be how tidy he can make the routine, but that's a pretty compelling start. Does step out, though, for a 10th penalty. His development has been stunning. The progress of this 19-year-old over the last couple of years. Controls his handstand well. Really whips his body round in the layout position. Again, out of bounds, that's unfortunate. That is such a good performance. It will be really intriguing to see what cost those 2 penalty tenths will be for Harry Hepworth of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. From Cookridge in the northwest suburbs of Leeds. Was originally a village founded in the 1540s, now part of the wider Leeds metropolitan area.
Camaraderie as he steps off the floor and greeted by his coach Dave Murray. Harry trains in Leeds in Great Britain.
He has been a champion in World Challenge Cup competition on floor and was a medalist at the National Championships earlier this year.
Seen him appear on rings and vault over the course of the weekend. But let's just focus on his floor for a moment. Look at that. Double twisted somersault with 3 twists. So impressive, so difficult.
Triple twisting, double tucked somersault, named after Ri Jong Song of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea.
Here, straight front somersault with full twist.
Important to try to keep the legs straight, the knees not too bent in the pike position. He's a little over-rotated coming out of it, hence the step out of bounds. It's still very proficient technically.
And look at that tumble one more time.
Clarity of his execution has improved a lot over the years.
Spatial awareness, quite quite incredible. There are special line judges which will be looking, or who should I say will be looking
This is
at the perimeter of the floor.
a young man who was diagnosed with a hip disorder when he was 5 years old. He didn't do any sport for 3 years until a very important moment in his life. A gymnast came to his primary school and demonstrated a backflip, and gymnastics was his way back into sport. 14.333. Harry Hepworth of Great Britain is in 6th place, 2/10 of penalty marks. With those removed, he would have slotted in behind Milad Karimi into 4th position. Hashimoto Daiki from Japan, top of the all-around competition, top with the Japanese team. 6th best in qualification here, his score 14.5. He was the silver medalist last year in Liverpool. Still only 22. An undergraduate at Juntendo University, one of the most prestigious in Japan. Oh, so much power and amplitude that he flew out of bounds. He is the last gymnast in this final. He is an absolutely outrageous talent in this sport. Hashimoto Daiki of Japan.
Daiki Hashimoto representing Japan.
It feels already as though he's been around forever. And yet he is still only 22.
The reigning all-around Olympic champion.
Twice a world all-around champion, the Olympic champion from Tokyo. What more will he achieve?
Let's go.
It's just that opening tumbling pass where he bounds out of the space.
But compose himself straight afterwards.
Artem Dolgopiat leads at the moment on 14.866. Then Minami Kazuki 14.666. Milad Karimi 14.6.
Having to control all of that adrenaline in the balance, the handstand, which he holds beautifully. And then
Thrilled Minami Kazuki,
by the Japanese team.
waiting to see if he has won the world title. Artem Dolgopiat. This, the last score to come in. Dolgopiat guaranteed at least a silver. Minami Kazuki guaranteed at least a bronze. Milad Karimi waiting. It is 14.233 for Hashimoto Daiki. His difficulty substantially lower than the top competitors. His execution very good. And it means that Artem Dolgopiat has won the world title. The one missing from his collection. Olympic champion, European champion, now world champion. And he will go to Paris 2024 as the undisputed king of men's floor. Minami Kazuki, Hashimoto's teammate, the silver medalist, and we just briefly saw a moment ago Milad Karimi, bronze medalist. He's on a world championship podium. for the very first time. Not him though, it's his second time winning second place. Minami Kazuki of Japan takes the silver medal. Another lovely display of beautiful twisting gymnastics from the 23-year-old. But it is 26-year-old Artem Dolgopiat, born in Ukraine, but from the age of 12, calling Israel home. The first ever Israeli artistic gymnastics Olympic champion. And now he's won the world title for them. First time that that's happened. Milad Karimi, welcome to the club of world championship medalists, the 24-year-old from Kazakhstan. It is just the second medal Kazakhstan has ever won at the World Championships of Artistic Gymnastics. Milad Karimi of Kazakhstan takes the bronze medal. Minami Kazuki of Japan wins the silver, and Artem Dolgopiat of Israel takes the World Championship title for the first time in the men's floor exercise. And so the first final has been completed, and it ends in an Israeli gold medal.
Third place and bronze.
The victory ceremony for the men's floor competition at the World Championships in Antwerp. Milad Karimi of Kazakhstan, winner of his first ever World Championship honours. He takes bronze. A great performance from the young man from Kazakhstan. Minami Kazuki, a second silver medal in 3 years in this event at the World Championships, to add to the team gold medal he won earlier.
And world champion, representing Israel, Artem Dolgopiat.
But the first ever gold medal for Israel at the Artistic Gymnastics World Championships is the real story here. Artem Dolgopiat will grab the headlines, and he grabs the one title that was missing from his collection. European gold, Olympic gold, now the full set.
Men's Technical Committee Vice President, and by Peter Frederiks, Co-President of the Royal Belgian Gymnastics Federation.
And we will now have the national anthem of Israel for the first time at the World Championships of Artistic Gymnastics. A special moment for Israel in the history of the Artistic Gymnastics World Championships. And there they are, the medalists in the men's floor exercise at the World Championships of Artistic Gymnastics in 2023. The last before the Olympiad in Paris, where he will go as the reigning Olympic and world champion.